Hello and welcome to SF1. It's GP3, it's Spain, and it's Q2. Just 10 drivers for for this weekend. So we will be skipping quite quickly through qualifying 2. Chose not to stream qualifying 1, of course, because it's a 20-minute session. Sometimes people don't retire quite as quickly as we like, so save you guys a little bit of time. But we are here for Q2. Drivers are allowed to do 2 flying laps and then come in and retire, as obviously no one will be lost, so there's no need to actually perform the qualifying session. Having a look now, Steph first out the pits, Hell's there, Jugster's out, Mo's out. Q1, just to let you know, only Jugster actually set a lap. There was a couple that went out, I think Gumba or Cardinal possibly. Went out just to maybe a bit of a acclimatisation. Didn't set a lap time, just Jugster with I think a 1:19.2. That gives you a little bit of an idea of what you're going to be looking for. So of course, Spain's been a relatively short track in comparison to others. It's not the shortest by any means, or within that category, but it's shorter than most, so you get to squeeze in maybe a lap extra than you would do in other sessions. Other track sessions, you could probably get a little bit more opportunity here if you make a boo-boo on a lap. So Seth's looking fairly laggy. It's not good to see that, so we'll move on to the next driver, which I believe is Telhel. Has crossed the line to start a lap, so we'll have a look and see how he does. Jugster's out. He is on a lap. Yep, Neglects is in. Gumba. He's on track, so I believe he's just started a lap. Yep, 5 seconds in. We'll stick with the championship leader, Jugster, and see what he can do today. Of course, it isn't a proper qualifying session. It is basically just a practice, but I know Jugster likes to use them to the fullest extent. Jugster for his first lap. 1:19.5, slower than Q1. Of course, it doesn't matter at all. And let's be honest, he's probably backing off a little bit towards the end of the lap or on the straights. Show his hand too early. Lonely Plains, fellow Renault driver, just the one of them here today. On the McLaren, just the one of basically everyone. Except no, we don't have a Sauber, I believe, so we don't have a Sauber. 2 Hasses. Everyone else is there. Hasses, 2 Hassai. A Hassai, maybe? Not sure. Here we go. Lonely Plains into the first corner. Let's see what he can do after putting in a 1:21. So I don't think, of course, anyone's doing anything too serious for us. But Jugster seems to be the one that is out in front for the moment. Neglects Samurai, Kimi Raikkonen, as well as Mo. So Neglects and Samurai are still in the pits. There's no need to go out, so maybe they're just going to sit it out for today. Lonely Plains. Lap. I don't know if Jugster's yet, but Jugster's popped in now. So Gumba's there with the 1:20.1 for the moment. Don't know, of course, how fast these guys are going. I'd probably be sandbagging just a little. Don't want to show them how fast you are too quickly. Plane's going very slowly. Tell hell hit. Samurai, of course. Kimi Raikkonen starting a lap. Mo's doing the same, so we'll follow these guys through. There's Cardinal, he's in about the same place as well, so we can follow Cardinal, Mo and Kimi in order as they make their ways around. Just addressing a technical difficulty there on the chat. So if you're having trouble with the stream, if you're getting buffering or anything, just let us know in the chat, because if it's one, I can quickly nip off and change some settings, try and sort that out for you. Just let us know. So Seth's actually snuck in there with a 119.6 before, I think, retiring. Don't think that's all he can give us. We know he's fast, he's just never really had a chance to actually show us his potential. Had a lot of trouble in qualifying for Singapore. Not Singapore, the Baku race. As he has spinning furiously out the pits several times and just couldn't make it round for a proper lap. I don't think the race went terribly well for him either. Who's on their way out? Cardinal's out. Raikkonen's there, the 122.2. Telhel 122.6. They're at the back for the moment. On the medium and the softs, mind. Fastest laps at the moment, set on the soft tyre. Only Planes on the super softs with a 121. Basically 121 dead, but 121.09. Curious to see, of course, everyone's going to want to get out, as well as Neglects and Samurai, because this is the tyre you'll be starting on for the race. You need to go out and lock that in. I don't actually know how that works, potentially, properly. Jugster's retired. Kimi Raikkonen going very slowly. Lex Samurai is going to set a lap. See what people can do. Most people in the pits now, but Telhel's on an out lap. Here comes the Samurai. Invalidated lap time, I believe. Didn't show anything there. Neglects is in. Telhel, like I said, is on a lap. Out lap. See what he can do a little later on. Who else is out? That's basically it. Everyone out. It's just Telhel and Samurai. Lonely Planes on an out lap, so we can watch Samurai for the moment. Sneak a little on board in there. Prompt on the DRS. Hard braking zone here. You can make or break the lap quite easily. Looks fairly tidy. Did let it on the throttle. Here we go. That little bump there can easily throw the car off if you've got a slightly dodgy setup or got your ballast a little bit wrong. It can spin the car around very easily. So let's go very deep there into the final chicane. Kimi Raikkonen's retired. Opens the DRS, gets a lap in, but it's only a 121.1. Of course, don't take anything from this qualifying session. The next one is what it's all about. Only Planes was on an out lap, so he'll be coming onto a lap soon. Telhel, it looks like, was touching the grass. He's coming in. Tomorrow's Lonely Plains, sorry, is coming into the pits. Samurai, I'm sure, will be doing the same. Neglect's still in the pits. He does. I do think he needs to set a lap time in order to start qualifying, but I guess if he doesn't feel up for it, it doesn't really matter because he's going to start in 10th anyway. Okay, Seth can't retire because he's in spec mode. That's pretty annoying, but to be fair, I think we're probably going to go pretty close to the end of this session already anyway, so it's not going to be too much of a hindrance. Neglect's retired. Everyone's dropping out now, but Samurai's still out there. He's wasting away those softs though. I don't know why he feels the need to do that as he comes into the pits now. Goomba retired. To be fair, actually, I think if Seth's in spectator mode, it'll end as soon as all the drivers are retired. So as soon as Samurai is retired, I think it should finish the session as Samurai's retired and the session is over. Looking forward to a frisky Q3. I did just describe a qualifying session as frisky. Yep. Hopefully. You never know. Don't really tend to get boring qualifying sessions in GP3 because you always think that Jugster's going to run away with it, but recently he's not been too far away from everyone in the qualifying session, so it'd be interesting to see how close the other drivers can get. Goomba Cardinal very fast, Lonely Plains, sometimes he's got a lot of pace there as well. Seth, hopefully he can advance a little bit. He's not had too much luck recently, but hopefully we can see him shine in the Toro Rosso Honda car today. McLaren has been dominating. Ryan Frick 97 dislikes Spain turn 10 and 13. Yeah, it's a very tricky series of corners there, so I'm sure there's a lot of people that aren't particularly fond of it. As we move on to Q3, 12 minutes of spectacular, hopefully spectacular driving from these 10 young guns in the GP3 series. If you are watching and you're new, welcome to SF1. If you don't know who we are, you can swipe over to the info cards. We've got links to YouTube, Instagram and Twitch, and I don't know if there's a Facebook. I think there's a Facebook link. I should know, but I don't. So swipe on over there, you can have a look at our info cards and get a taste for what we do. We've got GP2 and GP1 coming up. GP2 tomorrow, you should watch that. GP1 on Sundays, always an awesome race. We do our classic leagues. I think we've got a performance league starting as well, which I believe is 100% with realistic car settings. So don't have equal cars. That's going to be really interesting to watch as well. So join us for all of our other streams. It'd be awesome. So watching Seth. Basically everyone's on an outlap. Neglect, Samurai and Kimi Räikkönen, the same three, not really jumping at the opportunity to go out straight away. Neglect's leaving himself in again. Don't know whether he's AFK or something, but doesn't bother me. Jugster, tell how Lonely Plains coming into the final sectors now to start their lap. Jugster seems to be the first driver out, so we'll have a look at him. Any thoughts, feelings about the race? Qualifying predictions, stick them in the chat. Nice to see your input. Awesome stuff. We're watching Jugster, who's the championship leader, see what he can do, and then we'll see what everyone else can do. They can knock him off of his currently relatively high horse. Here he goes, on board. He's coming to a really fast sort of uphill, I don't want to call it chicane, uphill S's. Into this fast blind right-hander at the top of the hill. Get that perfectly nicely done. Opens the DRS into this braking. As I said before, you can make or break the lap, but this corner and the following little bump on the inside is screw you up if you've got a bad setup. But we know Jogster, we know he's a formidable opponent, so he's going to have that set to a T. Here we come into the final. Difficult chicane, but he makes it look easy. Floats over those curbs like a cloud on the throttle. Opens the DRS and across the line with a 1:18.9. Beautiful stuff from the McLaren driver. Who's next? Lonely Plains, Tell Hell. 21. Seth's there. He's coming to the final sector as well. It's 121. They're fairly close, Lonely Plains and Tell Hell, but Seth sneaks up there. It's only a 120.6. A little way off for the moment. SF1 Mo sticks in a 120 dead. And Jugster gets knocked off the top step by Cardinal, who sticks in a 1:18.5. A few tenths faster than Jugster as well, so this is really hot stuff now. Who else is finishing a lap? Kimi Raikkonen's about to come round the final corner on the throttle. Not using all the track there, but he opens the DRS. It's a 1:19.4, so that puts him up into fourth. Oh, Seth off again. It's not nice to see Seth on the green or gravelly stuff. He likes to be there fairly recently, but let's watch the Samurai. He had a 120, but it was invalidated. We'll see if he can do anything else. Lonely Plains is in high RS. I'm not sure whether he's... No, that he's definitely aborted that lap, I should hope. No, he's not. Okay, maybe he's set himself up for a new one, but he doesn't have much ERS, so I'm not sure what's going on there. Seth, slow, Mo. No, he's coming in. Kimi, I think everyone should really be coming in. Samurai. Let's see what he can do. Oh. One of the only pleasant camera angles from Codemaster's plethora of amazing angles. Psych. Not doing too badly at this track though. So we watch Samurai and see what he can do. Cuts the corner massively there, so I'm sure that's another invalidated lap. Let's see what happens as he comes across the line. Boom. Not invalidated, and it's a 1:19.2, so fairly close there for second, third and fourth. They're all within 3/10 of each other, so it's nice to see. Cardinal's a little jump ahead, but I'm sure Jugster is sitting in the pits and he's going to be on that next time out, so Cardinal's got to go out for another... I don't think he's safe. He's definitely got to go out for another run. Neglects in the pits. Lonely Plains still out, cutting corners and still going round the track. Very interesting strategy from the Renault driver of Lonely Plains. Not sure what he's doing, but nice to see him trying so hard. And that was Tell Hell released from the pits there. Samurai jumping a curb quite aggressively. But Tell Hell is being released from the pits, so he's going to do his out lap, try and get a faster lap than a 1:21.5. Lonely Plains Tell Hell really got to buck up their game there because everyone else is pretty close. Mo's a little way off, but we know he's got a lot more to give. Neglects retired from the session, so is he hiding something? Has he got a strategy? Has he got some sort of plan to go from 10th to win the race? We know it can be done because I did it a few weeks ago. Beautiful stuff. Just going to plug the China GP3 race if you want to go and watch that. Evening Solex. Nice to see you. Once again, got any race predictions, qualifying predictions? Now is the time to get them in because we've only got 4 minutes left until we are go. I'm going to tell Hell starting his lap. Let's get a little bit of amazing F1 camera angles. Here we go. What can Tell Hell do? Cardinal and Jugster still up there at the top. Jugster's actually out now, so we'll see whether he can stick in a stormer of a lap. Pretty sure he's... oh no, he's actually on a lap, so we should probably watch Jugster and see what he can do. Solex predicted Cardinal, Jug, and Goomba top 3. Is that for your race or for qualifying? I'll assume it's qualifying. Seth for pole, says Seth. Jug for pole, says Solex. Okay, Jug for pole. And then I'm assuming Cardinal, Jug, Goomba for the race finish from Solex. Ryan's guaranteed points, so he's happy. Seth, best of the rest, says Ryan Frick 97. Not sure who that is, but yeah. Welcome to all 5 viewers we have today. 6 viewers make that. Wonderful stuff. Hello. You're just coming in the nick of time. We're coming to the final handful of couple of minutes of qualifying 3. Jugster's out trying to show Cardinal what he's got. Cardinal's still in the pits. He's not got long before he's got to whip out, but I'm sure he's going to try and leave it to the last minute and get the best of the conditions. As Jugster is coming into the final chicane. Here we go. On the throttle, he just floats over, but he's coming into the pits. Okay. So he could only go a 10th faster. He's decided that that's it. Jugster can't go any faster. So 1:18.8. He only went a 10th faster. Everyone else is retired. Seth still gunning to go a little bit quicker. Let's see what he can do. He's a little bit wide there. Is that going to invalidate his lap? But he did come off the throttle quite aggressively, so I'm not sure it's going to matter too much anyway, as he completely misses the apex of the hairpin up this tricky corner. Lifts off the throttle very much. I don't think he's really pushing too hard here. I don't know whether he's going to try and charge his ERS into the final corners, go for another lap. Not sure. He hasn't really got time. No, it's coming to the pits. Tell Hell has started a lap, possibly the last to actually be out, do a lap. Let's see what he can do. Kimi Raikkonen's there. He's just started the lap as well. So Seth in the pits. Tell Hell, Kimi Raikkonen, the last to set a lap. Let's see what they can do. Oh, and that is what Kimi Raikkonen can do. Not Kimi Raikkonen. Why am I saying that? It's because it's a Ferrari. Tell Hell has planted it into the wall. But here comes Kimi Raikkonen. Very confusing. Was he slowed up by that then? I'm sure it didn't put him off too much. But yeah, Tell Hell completely ruined his lap there. Kimi Raikkonen, the last to set a lap. But what can he do? Here we go, missing the apex just a little bit there. Very wide approach on the brakes, see if he can crack this one. Oh, beautifully done on the throttle, straightens up aggressively over that tricky left-hander as we come into a patient right-hander. Down the hill now, into the final chicane. Left, right, he's gone deep, he's gone very deep. Kimi Raikkonen just about struggles out for the last corner on the throttle. What can he salvage from that disappointing final second? Not much. Didn't improve. It's a 1:19.4 for him still. So that is your qualifying for the Spanish Grand Prix GP3. Cardinal beats Jugster to pole. Goomba's sitting there in 3rd position. Just a few tenths off. Samurai just less than a tenth away from Goomba there, so it's very tight at the top end. We're now going to have a 5-minute break until we move on to the race. Seth, best of the rest. Seth has a crew chief again. Wonderful. Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot about that. Seth has a crew chief. Wonderful. So he can keep us up to date on what's going on from a relative point of view on track. Wonderful stuff. Lonely doesn't have a crew chief. Wonderful. Okay, they're just having a chat, so there's no need to read that. Just like that. Okay. But there you go. That is your lineup: Cardinal, Jugster, Goomba, Samurai, Kimi Raikkonen, SF1, Mo, Seth, Lonely Plains, Telhel, and Neglects. As you can see, from third down to, well, I would say sixth, but third to fifth is very, very tight. You've got to remember that they're not too far away from Jugster either, and they could possibly have put a lap like that in, but it's very tricky, and at this sort of level, sometimes you don't quite see the consistency of your esports lads. We settle for a 5-minute break, so I'd call that 23. We'll go at 23, roughly 23. 23 minutes past whatever the hour is where you are. I think that's how it works. Yeah, beautiful stuff. So, Jugster is actually leading the championship pretty severely now with 75 points to Cardinal, who's trying to catch him up. He's on 51 points. Mo is behind them in third place with 43, so it's just 8-point deficit to Cardinal and Mo, whereas there's a 24-point deficit, of course, from Jugster to Cardinal. Goomba's very close behind in fourth with 39 points, so it's quite tight there between second to fourth at the moment. Very early on in the championship, so anything can happen. Points don't particularly mean too much at this point. Lol. Here we go. Kimi Raikkonen, fifth in the championship. Not Mario Ras, not attending today. But he's on 25 points. Kimi Raikkonen's on 28. So there's a little bit of a gap forming. Telhel, 20 points. Glaswegic Keki, 4. 18 points. Samurai, 17. Kakashi, another non-runner today, as well as Glaswegic. Yeah, I think that's right. So they're not here today. And who else have we got? Seth, 11th at the moment with 15 points. Blaze Recoil, another non-runner, 14 points. Druids, 10. Neglects, he's here today with 8 points. Lonely Plains, he's sitting on nothing at the moment, so he's going to be looking to try and pick up some points. His best finish at the moment, I think, is a DNF, which is beautiful to see. I'm not sure, but DNF to the last race. So did Druids, actually, at DNF, so a couple of people there that didn't do too well. Jugster DNF from the last race, as we remember. Cardinal got a nice second. Mo finishing third in the previous race. Not Mario Ras actually winning that race according to the GP3 chart at the moment. I'm not sure if it is completely and utterly up to date. I think it is. Hopefully. Otherwise I'm just feeding you absolute trollop, which is great. But listen, I'm trying to fill a gap here, guys. So, up next, I believe, we have Monaco. It's going to be exciting. So it'll be next weekend's fun. Well, wonderful race. We get to see how many people can make it across the finishing line. It's not a matter of where they finish, it's a matter of whether they finish, which is wonderful stuff. So we're looking forward to that next weekend, if you want to join us there. Let's see if we can get a little bit more chat from the chat. If we can get an interview of Seth and his engineer, that'd be great. How's Seth feeling about this? I wonder. Track temperature 86. Right, okay. Wonderful stuff. P2 and Q2 means nothing, I'm afraid, Seth. You've got to get there and get in like a ravenous dog. There's no dilly-dallying. 2 stop for Lonely, I think. If Ryan Frick is lonely, I believe that's who we Seth's feeling good, feeling good. So it's going to be interesting to see what he can do today. He's not had much fun recently, but I wonder what his plan is for this race. How he's going to get... We like this track. Okay. I love how he talks in like a sort of a fourth person sort of thing. Like as a collective. We. I am his brain. We like this track. Yes, we do. So we're getting very close. Just 1 minute till we're starting. If you're getting ready, it's going to be a very interesting race, I think. Cardinal sitting second in the championship. He's got quite a few points to gain, but remember, if Jugster doesn't finish again and Cardinal wins, then he's going to take the championship lead by just 1 point. Mo's going to be looking to get there on the podium or win as well, because he's just 8 points behind Cardinal, so he can sneak himself up there. We don't want Jugster to run away too quickly with this championship. We want to keep things nice and close, nice and tight. So it's going to be a fight between the top two, I'm sure, and down into the first corner is anyone's guess, because we know that Jugster is very, very quick off the line into the first corner, and we know that he's a very clean, very aggressive driver. So whether Cardinal can cope with the stress that is Jugster, the attack is going to have to be pretty wild. I know personally, Cardinal's a very good driver. He's hard to get past. He can make his car very wide. So again, it's all to play for. Jugster's not seen too much sort of midfield action, not too much wheel-to-wheel fighting too recently. So this might pick him out, might show us that maybe he's a very quick driver, but might not be up to scratch when it comes to the wheel-to-wheel racing. I'm not saying, I'm just trying to get the tinfoil hats on and get a little bit of entertainment going. I just don't know where this is going to go. Into first corner, in the chat, let us know, who do you think is going to be? Cardinal or Jugster into the first corner? Or none of them? If you think it's none of them, don't tell me who you think it's going to be. Just put none. Cardinal or Jugster into the first corner. We had 9 viewers. 3 of them are buggered off. But it's alright. Here we go. Warm-up lap, very important to make sure that you're getting everything heated up to the... Oh, Lonely Plains disqualified, so we'll have to see what's happened there. Is anyone injured? Anyone injured? Lonely Plains disqualified, so that might be investigated to see what happened there, but it's just himself, so should be alright. Position change for the first. The 2 Williams together, 4th and 5th. It's nice to see. They're coming into the final positions now. Kakashi! Kakashi has joined, so that brings us up to 11 drivers. It's wonderful that Kakashi's actually made it in. Awesome stuff. Here we go, lined up. Four red lights, 5. Here we go. Very bad camera angle. Thank you, F1 game. But Jugster's made a phenomenal start, and he's already into first. For the first corner. Oh, big dive bomb there from Mo, but Mo makes it through. That is terrible to see. Caught that on camera, but Mo just threw himself down the inside. He's got away with that very, very luckily. Tailhug gets a 5-second stop-go penalty. I can't believe that Mo didn't get a penalty from the game there for that incident. But that's thrown Cardinal's race completely into the stream. Mo just flew down the inside. Samurai was lucky as well to get away with that. I think Gumba was affected as well. Yeah, Gumba was affected as well. So both Force Indias, or both racing point cars, they're dropped to the back as Samurai went wide there. Kimi Raikkonen makes it up into 5th place as SF1 Mo's in second, but does he have the pace to hold on to Jugster? Very, very naughty move there that he made, tagging Cardinal. Seth and Kakashi dropped back. Glex, Lonely Plains, Telhel, Gumba, Cardinal, Seth, Kakashi. Kakashi at the back there. Jugster with the fastest lap. Mo already dropped to 3 seconds behind Jugster, so thank you, Mo, for throwing away what could have been a very entertaining race. Cheers, buddy. We do try to keep the finest racecraft and best possible wheel-to-wheel action we can, but really don't like to see that sort of thing happen. Telhel passes Cardinal. Cardinal, I think, might have damage, or is he just struggling to regain his speed? Yeah, he's dropped back from Gumba, but it could have been just Telhel advantageously making a move. Obviously, that's going to set him back. But Cardinal all the way back down in 8th now, dropped 7 positions. Started pole, got a dreadful, well, not a dreadful start, but not the best start in the world. And then completely wiped out by Mo. So here's Neglects and Samurai fighting for 4th. SF1 Mo 3.1 seconds behind Jugster. This Samurai. Lex very close together. Jugster another fastest lap, extending that gap to 3.5 seconds. DRS now enabled. To the first corner. Don't make the same mistake Mo did, because I'm sure he's going to get penalised very thoroughly. So here's Neglects looking for a way past Samurai. Samurai 2.7 seconds, or 3 seconds back from Kimi Raikkonen. Neglects really struggling to get past. Lonely Plains actually being brought into the equation as well. Samurai's really holding them up now, but he just doesn't want to let them pass. What's happened there? Lonely Plains has actually... Ooh, very laggy there. Lonely Plains is pushing past. You didn't have to do that. You didn't have to do that. Don't let Samurai ruin your day. Just make your way past and then fight. We know he's slower. Lonely Plains was really, really pushing for a way through there. Really pushing. Seth was hit by a Force India. It's dropped him all the way down to 11th. Unfortunate. Lonely Plains still trying to get past Neglect, who's now trying to catch back up to Samurai, but that's not going to happen if Lonely Plains keeps attacking like this. You've got to work together at such early stages in the race. You don't want the leading drivers to pull away too much, because that's going to ruin... Oh! Lonely Plains hits the gravel and spins it right round. He's got to get out the... Oh! That could have been a very... Please don't reverse onto the racing line. That could have been a very, very dangerous manoeuvre. And that set Lonely Plains all the way back down to 9th position there. That's what happens when you get a little bit too aggressive, too agitated. You've got to be patient. You've got to make your move at the right time. You can't push too hard. Try and force your way through, because that is exactly what happens as Neglect. See, Neglect took advantage of that situation. Didn't have to do anything too stupid. Makes his way through and past Samurai. Up into 4th position. He's got some time to gain on Kimi Raikkonen. As you can see, Kimi Raikkonen's actually on the medium, so he's doing a brilliant job staying in 3rd, not too far away from Jugster and Mo. But Mo really just doesn't have the pace to keep up. Mo doesn't have the pace to keep up with Jugster at all. Dropped back nearly 5.5, 6 seconds now. Lonely Plains makes his way past Kakashi. There's Cardinal and Gumba. I don't think they want to make too much effort to fight each other. I don't know whether Gumba's going to let Cardinal pass. I think it would be the wiser option. We know he's very quick, and he's got to do everything he can to try and make some inroads on Jugster, who's fighting a championship with him. So it's going to be interesting to see if, of course, we know that Jugster's very consistent, but again, don't get to see his racecraft. His manages to get out front, do a Lewis Hamilton, just disappear. Closest battle, well, it's not really a battle, it was Cardinal and Gumba. They're now past. So we're going to see Cardinal's 5 seconds behind Samurai. So it's going to be interesting to see. Lonely Plains must have spun it there. No, he's in the pits. Wonderful. Didn't see the little pit box there. He switches on to the medium tyres. Very early stops. I don't know whether he's planning to do 28 laps on those, but I'm sure he's going to go for a 2-stopper from Lonely. Gumba struggling to keep up with Cardinal. Cardinal making massive gains on Samurai now, so there'll be a battle there soon. Now's the time for the 2-stoppers to start pitting here in the next couple laps. We'll be able to see exactly what's going on. Cardinals just pulling extreme pace there. It's cracking down the tenths every corner, so it's very good to see. Meanwhile, Mo triumphant throw down the inside for the first corner, but he just doesn't have the pace to keep up with Jugster, nor does he have the right to ruin someone else's race. But of course, stewards will look into that. For the meantime, do all he can to stay in second and to try and keep that gap to a minimum. Hopefully, like we saw in Baku GP2, you can make the undercut work in certain ways that even a large gap, sometimes 10 odd seconds, you can close that in and actually jump them. So it could come down to pit stops. Mo might be able to do something, but currently he's just not looking fast enough. Kimi Räikkönen on those mediums, remember, and doing a brilliant job, not falling back from Mo. He's stayed within the 3 to 4 second mark, dropping a lot slower than Mo is from Jugster, I can tell you that. Neglects is doing well to stick there in 4th. That gap's increasing, but it's not too quickly, so there's still time to make things happen, as Cardinal is now right behind Samurai and right past Samurai. Easily done. To 5th, Neglect's next. Oh, nearly goes straight on into the gravel trap there. That could have been a little bit disastrous for him. But he's now got 4.3 seconds to the next driver. The guy that put it on pole got taken out by Mo into the first corner. He's got to claw his way back up to the podium positions. We know it can be done, but he's got to have a lot of pace to get it done. Under 4 seconds now, the gap, so he's fast. He knows what he's got to do, but can he do it? That's the question. Telhel, Seth, Lonely Plains, the only stoppers, so they must be the only drivers really at 2-stop. See how that pans out for them. The rest of them likely going for the 1-stop today. Cardinal's brought that gap now. Less than 2.5 seconds. He's catching so quickly to Neglect's. I wonder how much of a fight Neglect's actually puts up. Seth there in 10th. Trying to catch everyone through this fast S's section, but I'm not getting everyone spot on. Best, just to show the difference in drivers. Lonely Plane's really struggling today. He's gone straight on as well. What happened there? I think that was an incident with Mo. Yeah, I think that was an incident with Mo. Lonely Plains actually hit Mo there, I think, and he's lost a bit of front wing. He's coming in for a stop anyway, but yeah, no, I think Lonely Plains actually either got hit or did get out of the way, or got in the way and ruined, basically hit Mo. But Mo now coming in. I don't know whether this was scheduled, but something tells me it wasn't. That moves Kimi Räikkönen on the medium tyres up into 2nd place, and only 15 seconds away from Jugster. So massively good performance from Kimi Räikkönen. He can just hold on and make those tyres last for long enough for him to get a good run on the softer tyres for the final stint. Neglects up into Mo and Gumba. Cardinal in the pits. Okay, so Cardinal now in the pits. He's going to try and do 23 laps. No, he's come onto the soft. Okay, so Cardinal's doing a 2-stop as well. Interesting. So how many people are actually going to do the 2-stop? Seth and Lonely are come together, so ignore the 2 stops on there. One of them is not a scheduled stop, I'm sure. Mo on a 1-stop. So Mo's already come into the pits and out again? That doesn't sound right at all, but apparently Mo has done a stop. I don't... Oh yeah, of course he did. What an idiot. Of course he did, because I've just watched him do it, and I just commentated about it. What an umpty. That was from the incident with Lonely Plains. Right. Neglects into the pits. Let's watch Cardinal. Watch Cardinal. Watch Cardinal. He's not anywhere near close enough. Neglects done a brilliant job there. This Cardinal just comes round final corner. He passes Gumba again, but nowhere near Neglects. Nowhere near. Kimi Räikkönen, Jugster out in front. Oh, managed to hit the mute button before I had a sneezing attack there. Jugster in the pits. Kimi Räikkönen rounding the final corner now. So he's got to make full use of Jugster's pit now. And exits. Mo comes around the final corner, so Mo's too far away to do anything. Little incident with Lonely Plains wouldn't have helped at all, but yeah, Mo's way behind now. Crucially, Kimi is only 4 seconds ahead of Jugster. Jugster on the soft tyres, locking up. So Jugster's going for 2-stop. Mo 2-stop. I'm guessing Neglects 2-stop. Cardinal 2-stop. Kakashi and Kimi Räikkönen look to be the only people really going for the 1-stop today. Unless there's a glitch. No, it doesn't look like it. Oh, Jugster is on the medium, I believe. Yeah, Jugster is on the medium, but I think it's glitching out. Sorry about that, guys. I think the map, the map does say medium. So how fast can Jugster go in comparison to Kimi on the old mediums, on his new mediums? That's the crucial question there. As Mo's not making any inroads at all on the softer tyres as he dips into the gravel, neglects 14 seconds behind, and Cardinal brought that 10-second gap down to 6 seconds. Gumba's left the session, so that's our first retirement. Hopefully he can come back in. He hasn't retired, he's left the session, so he might have just got kicked. I know we've been having Xbox issues very recently. Jugster's making that gap shrink pretty quickly. Meanwhile, Cardinal's bringing that gap down fairly quickly as well, and Telhell's right on the back of Samurai. Lovely, terrible camera angle there. Here we go. He was on the back of Samurai, he's fallen away now. 10 lap old soft, so Samurai's probably just passed him fairly recently and I've missed it and just wasted your time a little bit. Jugster and King having a little bit of a free screen glitch situation here with the session lobby. Very interesting. I'm not sure what's going on there. That's not nice to see. I don't like that. Kimi Räikkönen on the old mediums versus Jugster on the new mediums. And there's Seth for back marker. Please don't get in the way, Seth. If his engineer can let him know there's a big fight and we don't want Jugster to pass Kimi. So just try not to get in the way. Kimi coming through. Fending off Jugster at the same time as trying to catch Seth and pass him, because obviously Seth's got his own race to run. But he is 35 seconds behind the next driver, so it's going to be difficult. As Kimi Räikkönen gets a 3-second time penalty. Pushed over the edge there by Jugster. Here we go, here we go. Jugster with the DRS. Is he going to make a move down the inside? Kimi defends. No, he doesn't. He stays in a straight line. Jugster's got the braking. Kimi goes deep, goes wide, but he can't fend him off. And Jugster makes it past, but a little bit of a messy exit. That's going to give Kimi the opportunity. No, he just doesn't have the grip to stay there and to attack for the next corner. So Kimi's now got to make the most of the tyres he's got. I think he's got to go to about lap 20, really, if he wants to make the one stop. But we'll see. Lap 15 at the moment. It'll be difficult to stretch the softs for 17 laps. So I think at least 20 laps probably for Kimi. It's all about damage limitation now. I really don't think the gap is 9. Oh! Lone. That was Kakashi. Kakashi drives straight into the side of Kimi. I hope Kimi doesn't have any damage. Doesn't look like he's got damage. So it's all good, but drivers really need to start paying more attention to the surroundings. As Seth has Jugster approaching. Difficult section for Seth to actually make it easy for Jugs to get past, but he's going to have to try and stay narrow. There we go. Nicely done. He's got Kimi Räikkönen coming up behind him, but I'm not sure if Kimi will actually be able to catch and pass Seth on the very old mediums. But we can see another 3-second time penalty for Kimi. Oh, what's happening here? I'm getting a bug. I thought Kimi just went straight on, but it didn't. Hashtag esports ready. Telhel gets a 5-second stop go. Lonely Plains not doing much, neither's Kakashi. Seth's made a pass past Telhel as he's in the pits. Goomba, 7th. 6 seconds behind Samurai, who's 26 seconds behind Cardinal, who's now just 3/10 behind Neglects. This is what he's been waiting for, just needs to try and pass. Can he get past Neglects and then catch Mo and get past Mo onto the podium? Mo's only 9 seconds away from Kimi. Cardinal doing a brilliant job right now. Neglects has just got to try and fend him off as long as possible, really. He's not got much to lose. He's 15 seconds away from Mo. He's not making any inroads. He can defend for his life for all he cares, so brilliant performance from Neglects to sit there in 4th as he gets a 3-second time penalty. That's going to dwell on his mind. I think Cardinal's been fairly clean. Oh, Cardinal just not able to get the edge enough to pass Neglects. He had brutal speed catching up with him, but just not quite enough to comfortably pass him. He might be able to do it in the DRS zone. Here we go. Moves out, side by side, under braking, gets the edge. Neglect just can't answer back. You just see how quickly Cardinal actually skates away from Neglects and starts making gains on Mo. Already taken 7/10 out of the gap to Mo. So hopefully Cardinal will be able to catch up with Mo and challenge for that podium position as Kimi Räikkönen hits 17 laps on the mediums. Remember, I think I said he's got to try and get to at least lap 20, I think, to make a viable run for the lead on the softs as a one-stop. I believe Jugster maybe doing the one-stop as well. If he's done 7 laps, yeah, so he must have come in about lap 11 or 12. So yeah, Kimi's got to do a lap or 2 more. Räikkönen the only one yet to make a stop. I wonder how far he's going to get pushed back. I think he might still make it out in front of Cardinal. Possibly. Remember, we think Cardinal is likely going to have to turn Cardinal down. Cardinal's done a brilliant job to get back from 10th to 4th. given the circumstances. Got dropped very far back from that incident on the first corner. I don't know why it's still showing softs on Jugster's car. It's very annoying that they can't just sort the online lobbies out. Just trying to watch Kimi Räikkönen to catch him get in the pits. Cardinal in the pits, so Cardinal's pit for the final time already. I don't think he wanted to catch and get caught up too much by Mo. You would have thought he wanted to keep the open air for a little bit longer. But he's pit early and onto the mediums. That's an odd strategy. I wouldn't choose the mediums to go onto. Of course, they're the only tyres he can really go onto. Super softs wouldn't do him much good for 13 laps. But here's Cardinal's campaign for the win. Sitting in 5th, he's got Neglect to catch again. But let's remember, Kimi Räikkönen has to stop at least one more time. Mo, we think's got to stop again. And Neglect, yeah, they're both on 10. So Mo's going to have to stop, Neglect's going to have to stop. And that gap isn't massive. We know how fast Cardinal is. If he can get those laps in right away, right now he's got to start pushing, because he's got to pull that gap just a few seconds more and he'll be able to jump both Neglects and Mo as they pit. Kimi Räikkönen pits. Okay, so lap 21. Kimi Räikkönen pits. He's taking those mediums all the way. He's doing the one stop, I'm pretty sure. Is this the way to go? He's got a 5-second stop go, it seems. Is this the way to go? Soft tyres on, out the box. Mo, the only one past for the moment. Neglect's in the pits. Okay. Cardinal coming round the final corner. So Kimi Räikkönen manages to keep it in front of Cardinal. Cardinal makes his way past Neglect. And Kimi Räikkönen comfortably in front of Cardinal there on his brand new soft tyres to the end of the race. Mo, I'm sure, will be coming in this lap, and Jugster, I believe, may be running to the end of the race on those mediums. So no real entertainment at the moment on track. But we've got the prospects of a brilliant finish. Mo enters the pits. Where's he going to come out? Let's hope he doesn't come out right next to Cardinal, because I cannot see that ending particularly well. I'm sure the red mist is still very for Cardinal. A very quick stop for Mo. Very, very quick stop for Mo as Cardinal is coming around the final corner now. As Mo is released from the pit limit, Cardinal is there. He's going to be right behind Mo. Just a few seconds. Kimi Räikkönen's catching Mo very quickly. Very quickly. Down to 6 seconds. Hopefully Mo doesn't do anything too silly. He's already going to be under the watchful eye of the stewards by the end of this race. Doesn't want to do anything too silly, but neither does Kimi Räikkönen. Doesn't want to make a move too early. There's plenty of time. Of course, Cardinal is behind him, so he's going to want to try and minimise the impact that Cardinal has on his race. He's going to struggle to get past Mo, but I think he can get the run on the better tyres. This is going to be his chance. Should have stayed in the slipstream. You would have got it done a lot faster, but down into the inside on the brakes. That was terrible camera work from me there. A little bit of a bump, but Kimi Räikkönen makes it through. I'm sure Mo can deal with that. Mo down into third now. Kimi Räikkönen back up into second, with 47 seconds to find on Jugster. Remember, Jugster's going to the end now. on those mediums. We believe it's going to be difficult, but Kimi Raikkonen did 21 laps on them. I'm sure Jugster can. It's going to be slow towards the end. Mo trying to look the way back. Cardinal with the fastest lap on a 1:22.2. 7 seconds behind Mo, who's sticking with Kimi on the mediums. I'll tell you what, Kimi Raikkonen just doesn't seem to be coming alive on those softs. SF1 Mo behind him on mediums, roughly the same age, same tyre age-wise, roughly the same amount of degradation on them, but obviously Mo's on the slower tyres and he's sitting there very comfortably now behind Kimi Raikkonen. Kimi's got to get a move on. That gap to Jugster just isn't improving at all as Mo comes down the inside and makes the move for second place. And that is Kimi Raikkonen's campaign for the pole well and truly dusted by the looks of it as Mo makes a brilliant little comeback drive after initially getting passed by Kimi. Seems Kimi needs that carrot in front of him. Or has he sustained some damage from that impact earlier into the hairpin? I'm just trying to look and see. I don't think he sustained any damage. Is there a missing bit of fairing on the side pod there? We'll see as he comes round this corner. No, it's there. No, nothing seems amiss on the McLaren, not McLaren, Williams car. Cardinal 6.7 seconds behind Kimi now. He really has to try and get onto the podium, keep his championship hopes alive. Jugster currently too fast for airtime. So that's Jugster. Have a look at a little bit of Goomba. He's closing in on Samurai now, just 2.2 is the gap. Nice buffer of 13 seconds to Seth behind him. Kimi falling back now actually from Mo on the soft tyres. Maybe trying to preserve them for the final laps. I'm not sure. He's saving a bit of ERS. Mo is also saving a bit of ERS and Jugster is not. Very, very comfortably fast at it. Cardinals running 0 ERS and still gaining on Kimi Raikkonen, so that just shows pace and the race we could have had. As Kimi Raikkonen gets another 3-second time penalty. I think that might be either 6 or 9 for Kimi Raikkonen now. Unfortunately, don't have a co-commentator to have a look for me, so I'm not going to interrupt your race by doing so. Cardinal bumping it up for the straight to medium. Not much guan in. Kimi really struggling on those soft tyres. Really struggling. And the gap to Mo now 48 seconds. Mo's not able to do much either. So very interesting. And a good call from Jugster. Unless he has to make another pit. It's the only difficulty. Cardinal 3.6 seconds. Still not using the full potential of the car either. About 50% battery left for the lap. It's really pushing it. Even without using the full energy of the engine. Kimi Räikkönen still not able to grab Mo and pull him back. And he's probably running out of time on those tyres to actually make them worth using for that sort of challenge. But Cardinal now just 3 seconds and about to nip under the 3-second gap to Kimi Räikkönen. So the closest gap, 1.8 seconds. Second to third. Fight for second could still be there, but Kimi's running out of time. He's got to start pushing. He's really got to start pushing. Because Cardinal is not far behind at all on the same straight, same bit of tarmac, and ever sniffing. Lost a little bit of time getting past the back marker there, but he's still phenomenally fast on the mediums as well, just showing that Kimi just not strong enough on the softs. He was looking brilliant on the mediums, but just not strong enough on the soft. As Jugster in and out the pits, that was even knowing. Hold on a second. Okay, so somehow Jugster has got in and out of the pits without losing any time at all. Oh, there we go. Okay, I thought he was a cheater for a second then. I was going to say, no wonder he's won. No, he's pit basically without anyone knowing. 27 seconds still the gap. And he's on brand new soft, so Jugster very comfortable. Just got to finish the race now. Don't make any silly mistakes. 5 laps left. Bish, bash, bosh. Bob's your uncle. Jugster's a winner. Obviously not yet. Not going to call it, but that's what it'll be like if he finishes. Mo now 2 seconds. 2 second gap to Kimi Räikkönen, and basically the same for Cardinal behind Kimi. But Cardinal's soon running out of time as well to catch Kimi. So is he going to get on the podium? Driver of the day, remember, let us know in the chat. All 2 of you watching. Thanks for sticking it out to the end. I know it can get a little bit tedious with such low numbers sometimes, but sometimes you really can get great racing. It's worth sticking around each week. Cardinals gap still closing, but he's getting a little bit slower at doing it, and he's running out of time. Just 4 laps remaining as Jugster sticks in an incredibly fast lap, a 1:20.9. My soft tyres, they are fairly new, but he's properly going for it. Cardinal 1.3, 1.29, 1.287, 1.320, 1.192, 1.131. It's getting there. Not quite under a second. This is going to turn out to be a nice little last lap fight, possibly between Cardinal and Kimi. Ooh, my buttocks are clenched. No more fights elsewhere, so we'll keep on looking at this one. Cardinal there's 2 laps, two and 1 corner worth of laps to get the job done. Be interesting if Cardinal does make it. What the podium questions are going to be like with Mo in second. And Cardinal, I'm sure, will be ready to voice an opinion on the matter. Here he comes. Kimi Räikkönen does not look comfortable at all. Cardinal, on the other hand, very much so. Sorry about my quietness, just trying to sort out some podium questions whilst final lap comes into play. Here's the fight between Cardinal and Kimi for the 3rd spot on the podium, but who is going to take it? Cardinal's getting very close now, but he's running out of time to do it. Jugster's on his final lap. Cardinal goes down the inside, but he's not quite there enough to make it stick. Kimi Räikkönen didn't even think twice about turning in there. Cardinal's really struggling to find a way past there. If he can just hang on, be patient. This really is the final lap now. He's only really got one more opportunity to do it, and he's got to make it happen. He's got to switch that ERS up into maximum for the straight. Switch it up now. Get the ERS going and make the pass. He's nowhere near close enough. Cardinal and Kimi get caught up there. Jugster's already finished the race. Mo is about to take the line. Cardinal and Kimi fighting it out to the final corner. Can Cardinal make the run out the final corner? He's very close. He had to lift off just a little bit there and he's lost out as they make the run to the final corner. Cardinal gets it on penalties though, as a car goes flying in the air. Cardinal makes it onto the podium position. Beautiful stuff there. So, Jugster, Mo, after a controversial start, and Cardinal brings it all the way from the back of the grid, dead last position, onto the podium. Right, so I will invite Jugster, Cardinal and Mo in for a nice little chat. Jugster. Cardinal. And Mo.
Well,
there are your finishes. Jugster takes the lead with a comfortable 39-second lead. Mo in second after a controversial start. And Cardinal picks it up. The final position on the podium from last position, albeit only 11th. But he makes it onto third position. So, beautiful race. Just check that everyone is in the party. No, they're not. Just you and me, Jug. I'll just wait for Cardinal and Mo. I don't know if Cardinal and Mo are going to want to be in the same party together, but...
Yeah, what happened there at the beginning? I couldn't see.
Mo just decided to torpedo everyone down the inside and just destroyed Cardinal. And somehow got away with no damage at all, so very interesting. I'll just invite them one more time, see if they want to join. And Mo, I'll invite you one more time.
Cardinal. There's Cardinal.
Hey, Cardinal here.
Hello, gents.
Just waiting for Mo now. Hello.
There's Mo.
Mo, wonderful. Beautiful stuff. Well, that was an eventful race.
Hello, gents.
I like to start from the... No worries. I like to start from the front, because everyone else does it the other way around. So, Jugster, another dominant race. We'll start with quali. How was that from your perspective, and how did you feel going into formation?
I mean, I was happy to be on the front row. That's all I really needed. I luckily got a really good start there off the line, and I didn't even know what happened behind me. But next thing I know, I see Cardinal is no longer in second. I was like, oh, what the hell happened there? But I don't know. It was a pretty solid race. Pretty much set my car up so that way I had a really good race pace. Wasn't really too concerned about quali, so I would have set it up a little bit different. I think I probably could have gotten pole, but I wasn't really too worried about it.
Fair enough. Well, that basically answers my next question, which was whether Cardinal made you nervous at all with his awesome quali into the race. How are you feeling about Cardinal's attack being second in the championship? Obviously, he was going to want to make something dramatic happen.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a really good pace. I mean, pretty close on all those other guys that were there last week. Mario or whatever, I didn't see him here this week, so I pretty much figured that Cardinal was probably the only one I had to really worry about, and then hit an unfortunate start there. So, but I guess it's good for me.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Well, congratulations on the win. Another dominant one for you, pulling the gaps in the lead of the championship. So well done,
Thank you.
Mo. Not as promising qualifying, but it was a good effort again. How did you feel for formation? Fair enough. Big question is what happened from your perspective into turn one. Fair, well, that answers that one. Obviously, we didn't really catch anything from the back. It just sort of saw you torpedo into the back. But I wanted to get that one out of the way first before there was an argument or anything on the chat. Yeah, I was gonna I was gonna say how did you feel throughout the race? Because you had quite a few battles there. Were you confident? Yeah. No, definitely. It was a great little scrap to see you two fighting on different tyres as well. It was really interesting to see that. So well done again for second. Unfortunate, controversial start, but obviously you've got your answers in the steel to look at that. So we'll move on to Cardinal. Really strong qualifying, buddy.
Yeah,
I'm sure
yeah.
you were confident going into the race. What was your original strategy, if not the one you went for?
Well, my original strategy was just to keep up with Jugster. So the pole came as a surprise because this really isn't a strong track of mine. So I was delighted with that. So I'll take it. And yeah, on the start there, I don't know if you're gonna. Yeah, he just had an incredible pull out. I don't know. My starts aren't strong, so I got to figure something out. That part of my game, but yeah, I mean it was fun. It was fun.
Fair enough. Yeah, no, it was an incredible start from Jugster. Unfortunate to see you not make it to the first corner in front, and indeed not really make it to the first corner at all. But you went from last to third, which is not bad, eh?
Right, right, yeah. Makes it fun. Makes it fun. Yeah, I had a little tap from behind. It was actually right after the first corner, heading towards the kink there, and yeah, I couldn't keep it behind me. Wasn't very hard. I highly doubt anybody got any damage on that one, but it was enough to spin me out. It's yeah, I don't know. It's racing. It's racing.
Yeah, yeah. You see, I was wondering because from my point of view, it looked properly hard. It genuinely looked like Mo had just not broke at all, gone straight into the back of you. So
Right,
I was
right.
wondering
So
how it got away with
yeah,
no
and he
damage
may
as
have
well.
been
But
hit,
that
and the
answers
guy
it.
behind him may have been hit. You never know.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But
You know. Right, right. So
yeah,
that's
it's
that's all for the
unfortunate to see.
stewards. Yeah, yeah. I don't,
Yeah,
man. I don't. I like to keep it cool, man. I'm having fun here.
yeah, it's annoying. I mean, it happened to me at Baku. So
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that. Yeah.
yeah, that was interesting to see. Well, you just couldn't quite hold the tyres for the last few laps. So
No, I don't have any penalties. The only thing that I had that screwed me up is I got wing damage on a back marker. So we'll see
ah,
where that goes. It
nice one,
really isn't
guys.
gonna.
Well, congrats.
Yeah,
Go
sorry, I
ahead.
was just it's really ain't gonna change anything, but it's all good.
Yeah, no worries, guys. Well, congratulations again, everyone. Great driving,
Thank you.
especially for you, Cardinal from the back. Mo, brilliant pace. Jugster, phenomenal win again. So thanks to you guys. Yeah. Book you in for next week. Awesome stuff. Right, thank you guys, and thank you to everyone who watched. All
Yep.
two people we have watched.